Hello everybody, I'm Andy Phillips and this is Iron Concepts number 60. Now, this will most likely be the last video out of this series that I post on the Big Blue channel. And the explanation for that is all the way back on Iron Concepts number 50. But for now, all the new videos will be posted up on the Iron Concepts channel. I'll most likely leave a few of the more popular Iron Concepts videos on the Blue channel, but for the most part, most of them will be taken down as we restructure the channel. And when everything's said and done, the goal is to rework everything so that the Blue channel is mainly technical based and more for customer orientation and customer service. But all that aside, I figured it would only be fitting to spend a little bit of time talking about Blue. And I sort of wanted to talk about, what I think the special sauce behind Blue really is. I mean, there's always plenty on the surface to observe. Things that have been done right and things that have been done wrong or haven't been done wrong, the things that have been sidestepped. But this is why I think it's a successful company and sort of what I think that Blue has done that's right and sort of special over the last 2 decades. Now, I'm not just on this subject to pump up Blue. Rather, I think it's important to focus on the successes of your business, at least from time to time. It's easy for a business owner to get caught up on looking for where the next landmine is going to be and always sort of focus on the negative, focus on the pitfalls. And really, you spend a lot of time focusing on every little problem and how things could possibly go wrong. And in doing so, you can actually lose sight of the little steps forward that you make. And I think back to about 8 years ago when I started working for Blue. There were a lot of things that were already figured out. There was already a lot of really good equipment on the floor. And it doesn't seem like things are that much less of a struggle now. But when you really look at it, things have greatly changed. They've greatly improved. And it's really easy to miss those incremental steps forward, the little things that in the end make a big difference. In some ways, though, optimism can be almost a negative quality. And let me explain. If you invest too much of your time and energy in thinking of the bright future and these little incremental steps forward, if you spend too much time paying attention to that, then you can miss sidestepping the disaster that is right in front of you. And it's easy to find reminders. It doesn't matter how big of your business becomes, how secure that you think you are, how much you prepare for those dark days or for the storm ahead. Every business walks along a knife's edge. And mechanically speaking, there are 2 places where businesses commonly fail. It's when they don't do what they say they're going to do. And then, on the other hand, when they make untenable mistakes. And if you work all by yourself, you have to be diligent to avoid the pitfalls that are riddled along the road forward. But if you don't work by yourself, if you're so fortunate to have decided to scale your business, then anyone around you, anyone in your company, could be your undoing. And any employee in almost any business has the ability through negligence or uncaring to do nearly irreparable damage. And this is why it's only natural that when problems come up, when the hard problems happen, when there are real challenges, that those problems climb the ladder. And the most vested person in the company most often is the one that has to take the hard questions. And the person at the top ends up with all the problems, the worst of the problems, not just because they have the most to lose, rather through empathy. It's human nature to be resistant to taking on a challenge that if you fail is going to cause someone else loss. It seems so justifiable to pass those problems right up the ladder. Many employees would rather see their superiors struggle to solve an overload of problems than take the chance of making the mistake that could ruin everything. That's why owning a company is like eating glass and staring into the abyss, because no one cares like you do. No one else has to bear that responsibility. But here's where I think Blue has succeeded internally as a company for so long. As a company, It's done all the classical things right. It's increased the chances of success while decreasing the chances of risk. It's provided a product that is needed and welcome. It's followed through with its commitments, and it's left many more happy customers than unhappy customers. But in all that, throughout the years, it's taken a small niche company that didn't have a lot of people working for it, and it's not lost its character as it's scaled up. And it's done this too without breaking the people at the top of the business with all the problems that come along the way. And the business of blacksmithing is a business of little details. Whether it's tool making or it's custom ornamental, there are a million little problems, little judgment calls that could seem massive, or at least have massive consequences if you don't get them right. You see, for Blue, each person is expected to act as if they're invested in the company. There's no excuse to pass on a problem. Just get help and move on. And because any employee could lay the company low, rather than micromanaging them or succumbing to the nature of passing on the buck, trust is placed in that employee. Trust is placed in that person to make the right decision. They may not make the right decision, but it's their decision to make, and they do the best that they can. And they're expected to treat the business like it's theirs and draw from the people around them without leaning on them. Why wouldn't everybody in a company do their best to succeed? Why wouldn't they take problems head on? And why wouldn't they care? Those are the things that make Blue special in the end. Making a good product is important, but you must build a good machine to make that product. And it's through my admiration of these ideals that a lot of my focus of these videos goes into. But that's it for me. Thanks for watching. And make sure to hop over and check out the Iron Concepts channel. That's where we talk about the business of blacksmithing. Thanks for watching. Good luck and goodbye.